Rapids, Michigan. He is now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He weighed in at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds, and his veteran and outstanding record includes 50 wins, 10 losses, with 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the three-time world champion in two weight divisions and the current IBO #1 ranked welterweight contender, introducing the Black Mamba, Roger Mayweather. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner in this 12-round IBO welterweight title bout. He is wearing white trunks with green and red trim and hailing from Erie, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at a trim and ready 144 1/4 pounds, and his outstanding record includes 21 wins, only 2 losses, 1 draw, with 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the IBO #2 ranked welterweight contender, introducing the stylish Johnny Bizarro. Once again, here's your referee in charge, John Duke Lawson, now to give instructions.
Good evening once again, gentlemen. You both received your instructions in your respective dressing room. I want to emphasize 2 points. Protect yourselves at all times and obey my commands at all times. Any questions on my left? Any questions on my right? Touch them up. Let's get busy.
Okay, here we have the tail of the tape. Roger Mayweather, 8 years older. Johnny Bizarro, the taller man. Roger Mayweather, almost 3 pounds heavier, and the big reach advantage to Roger Mayweather. And, you know, I don't care what he says, he's going to use that reach advantage.
The rules of the International Boxing Organization, we'll be talking about those. They come up here. Standing 8 count is in effect. 3 knockdown rules in effect. 10-point must system. And as we said, after 3 rounds, if there is an accidental but the goes to the scorecard, we're going to restart here again. False start.
A do-over.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, there we go. It's a good thing nobody landed a telling punch.
Roger Mayweather, a gentleman who has fought 389 professional rounds, many against, as we mentioned at the top, the very best competition, from 126 now up to 147. And he's had the pleasure, or I should say displeasure, of fighting Julio Cesar Chavez twice.
You know, you talk about a family. I mean, do you know that Roger's older brother, Floyd Mayweather, is probably the only professional fighter ever to fight Sugar Ray Leonard and Marlon Starling as a professional? Floyd fought for a long time, a terrific fighter. His younger brother, Jeff Mayweather, still fighting. He comes from a real fighting family. Roger using that left jab that he's known for. I mean, that's been the punch that's carried him throughout his entire career. Great left jab.
When he was with Jesse Reed, Reed said if you had to probably construct physically the perfect light to welterweight boxer, Roger would certainly be the guy. He's thin. He's got an extremely long reach for well, at that time he was a junior welterweight, a small head, good movement. You know, he says, I don't know if you could actually put one together better in the room if you had to. But he's been around, as we said, since 1980, fighting professional.
Remember that, you know, when he belted out Sammy Serrano, he was 130 pounds to win the WBA Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. So it's, you know, junior lightweight up to welterweight. That's a big jump for Roger over the years. But, you know, listen, he filled out and he did what he had to do. Very successful guy.
Johnny Bizarro, as we said, coming in with a very good record, not the kind of competition that the Black Mamba brings in, but he's young, as we mentioned, and certainly very determined, carrying a very strong family tradition. He'll fight very tough.
Right. So far, he's given Roger Mayweather an awful lot of room to use that left jab. I mean, he's just staying too far away. He's got to move in. You know, he's flicking out that jab, but he's just not getting close enough. He's not touching Roger.
I think one of the more telling...
and a big right hand. That's the Mayweather punch. He lulls you to sleep with the left jab, then throws the big right hand. And it's a hard, you hear the snap in the left jab. snaps it into Johnny Bizarro's face.
Johnny Bizarro trying to get some rhythm going here, trying to get in there with the right hand. It will be very tough, giving up 7 inches in reach, although physically they looked pretty similar. Roger has always had the reach on most fighters he has contested in his career.
You know, Roger's the kind of guy that, you know, if you hurt him in the first round, he'll go backwards. You have to load up and, you know, make him respect you. But so far, he's taken the fight to Bizarro. Bizarro ought to throw a power shot right here and try and back up Roger. You see, when Johnny punches, Roger tends to back up. It's always been his style. But, you know, when he moves forward, he intimidates you. I think it's been a good round for Roger Mayweather.
Round 1 coming to a close, 12 rounds for the IBO Welterweight Championship. And the veteran Roger Mayweather strolls back to his corner, and it's so funny watching Roger around the hotel and the casino. He never moves quicker than a slow walk. I mean, this has been his style since he's been 20. He's always kind of does his own thing at his own pace.
Well, listen, you know, he's no youngster. You know, he was born in 1961. You know, he's a veteran. You know, had his first fight way back in 1981 when he was 20 years old in Las Vegas, and you know, he's been at it a long time. In 1983, he was a world champion when he knocked out Serrano, and you know, he's been at the game, like you say, fought everybody. Once again, fought Terrence Ali. I mean, Rafael Pineda, Fidel Avendano, the Mexican lightweight champion. He fought Livingston Bramble, Zach Padilla, Carl Griffith, Darryl Tyson, and on and on and on.
Goes on, and he was what you call kind of like a measuring stick for younger fighters, but unfortunately he's upset the apple cart for a couple kids coming up, and he says he doesn't mind that role because a lot of people think he's washed up, but he has proven he has won his last 5 fights, so he is back on the roll and looking to add another world title belt at 147 pounds. As we mentioned, he did start his career, he said he's fighting as low as 126. Won his first pro fight, a pro world title, one in his 15th pro fight. Really an outstanding career. A benchmark for 130 through 140. Roger Mayweather, Johnny Bizarro trying to make a mark for himself here tonight, trying to get the rhythm. And so far it's been kind of the Mayweather rhythm, where he kind of sticks a jab out there, lulls you to sleep, lures you in, then tries to get you that overhand right.
Interestingly enough, Roger holds a 12-round decision over the Tasmanian Devil, Vinny Pazienza. Nice left hook by Bizarro. That's about the first, you know, decent punch he's gotten in the fight so far.
As a matter of fact, Harold, I think his best shot in that fight against Pazienza was after the fight when he nailed Lou Duva, who charged out of the corner when he was working Pazienza's corner, and the Black Mamba put him on his butt. And a lot of people cheered that punch far greater than the entire fight, including myself.
I'm glad Lou Duva never hit me. One day Lou Duva got real mad at me and threw the hand wraps at me, but he never whacked me.
Lou's lost his temper with more than 1 or 2 folks.
Oh, God. I'm probably the only boxing judge who lost his temper, right?
Mayweather, Bizarro, round 2, scheduled for 12 midway through this second frame. And once again, Mayweather keeping Bizarro at the end of the jab, and we mentioned at the top, a 7-inch reach advantage, and taking full complement of that shot right now.
I'd say Roger Mayweather just continues to control this fight with that left jab. Johnny Bizarro, he's flicking out a lot of jabs. He's not doing anything.
Not getting close enough.
No, he's not getting close enough, and he's just not snapping it into Roger's face. He's just not touching him.
And the interesting thing about Roger Mayweather, I think you'd have to call it economy of motion. He doesn't have he just doesn't waste a lot of energy in the ring, where Bizarro's working like a dog and not getting anything done right now.
No, he's short with a lot of those jabs, awfully short. And when Roger lets it go, he snaps it into Bizarro's face. Bizarro was all red the first round. A nice right hand by Mayweather.
Roger's ended more than a few fights with that overhand right. Rene Arredondo at the Olympic, they called him the Mexican assassin out in Los Angeles when he ripped through about 5 or 6 Mexican fighters at 140 pounds. And he's been called the Black Mamba. And last time I saw him was Laughlin back in April. He had a little bit of problem with Johnny Law and spent the night incarcerated. Still showed up and scored a 12-round decision win. So Roger's done it all.
So far, it's been the battle of the left jabs, and I think Roger's gotten the better of it. 3-2. Good left hook by Roger.
Bizarro has not really shown too much here in the first 6 minutes of action. His last fight was back on June 10th, scoring a TKO win over Alan Osborne in the 8th round. Roger once again looking very, very spent, but trust me, that's how he looks almost every fight. Roger Mayweather is currently, Tyrone Boone is working his corner, keeping things straight. He's had some very good trainers. Action round 2.
Now watch that hard right hand by Roger Mayweather. Nice shot. Caught Johnny Bizarro right on the left side of his face. Good right hand by Roger.
Johnny Bizarro coming in at 21-2, and he's 25 years of age. In the competition, the only couple notables here by Luis Santana would be there. Tom Hanks, not the motion picture actor, is also on the docket. Bizarro's going to try to get in and force the action a little bit.
Now he lost to Luis Santana, a guy who's been beaten a number of times in his last 8 fights. They were talking about Luis Santana as a possible opponent for Terry Norris. I don't know if it's going to come off, but Bizarro fought Luis Santana in Erie. He felt he should have gotten a decision, but didn't get it.
And if you don't win in your home court, must have been pretty decisive for Luis Santana. Fighting professionally since 1986, and with only 23 fights, only averaging about 3 a year. Not the kind of busyness you need.
No. But the main thing I think that's hurting him in this fight is the distance. He's just letting Roger use that long left jab. He's got to get in close and rough up Roger, land a couple of hard shots and start to back him up. He's not making Roger respect him. I mean, Roger's certainly in control of the fight. Snaps that left jab in Johnny's face. Johnny's just got to get more aggressive.
One of the more effective fighters, obviously, to fight Roger was Chavez, and Chavez did his best work inside on the ribs. And so far, Bizarro has not been closer than a long-distance phone call.
No, and I don't think he's thrown a body shot yet. Johnny really staying pretty much to Roger's head.
Yeah.
Nice left hook by Roger.
Roger's done everything pretty much from the center of the ring, keeping him off with the jab, and when he has to, the right hand's there, and he's also thrown a nice left hook. And Bizarro's wasting a lot of energy just dancing around.
Right, and he's short constantly with that left jab.
That takes a lot of energy out of you, too. Trying to get in there.
See, when he landed a nice right hand, he just didn't follow it up. Roger continues to back up Johnny Bizarro with that left jab. Hard left jab by Roger Mayweather.
Roger Mayweather 8-4 in world title fights.
Good defense there by Roger Mayweather. You see the way he picked off that hook on his elbow? Nice defense. You got to give Roger credit for that.
Still has reflexes at age, as we said, 33 and some 390 professional rounds. It would be a time where the reflexes start to kind of leave, but I've seen him 4 times in the past year and a half, and I don't see that much difference in Roger Mayweather.
No, but I want to tell you something. I honestly believe that Roger's trying to set him up for a solid right hand. He hasn't let it go yet, but watch out. He's looking to set up Johnny Bizarro. He's jabbing him and jabbing him and jabbing him. Watch that right hand come straight down the pike.
And Bizarro has not really done anything to get his respect, so Roger's just going to keep the right hand cocked. And
exactly. He's keeping it cocked, and you're going to see it coming, I mean, any minute now.
Inside 20 seconds, round number 3. It has been the Black Mamba show so far tonight, as Johnny Bizarro working hard, but not that effectively.
Exactly.
And this is the kind of pace that Mayweather could probably keep up for 25 rounds if he wanted to, because that's how he fights. Round number 3 is in the books, and we'll be checking in on Harold's scorecard in just a second, but at least from this vantage point, you got to be pitching a shutout for Roger Mayweather. See the Petronelli Boxing Club trying to implore Johnny Bizarro to get something going. As we mentioned at the top, his brother and uncle have had shots at world titles, both coming up short.
Okay, now we see Johnny Bizarro leaping in with a left hook, and Roger Mayweather landing a left hook, but Roger Mayweather was planted flat-footed, so he got more power on his hook than Bizarro got.
Roger looks like he's going to sit there and be a couch potato. Just, he just sits there and relaxes, gets his win, and then gets back in there. Johnny Bizarro has a look of a little bit of puzzlement on his face. I think he's trying, but so far he has not gotten it done. Round number 4 scheduled for 12 IBO Welterweight Championship from Foxwoods Resort and Casino, Humale ringside, along with Harold, the sophistic pharmacist Letterman, lending his expertise in scoring and analysis.
You know, I'll tell you, Roger Mayweather is doing something that the referee's going to stop him one of these days. He's opening that glove. I mean, in essence, he's healing Johnny Bizarro. He just opens the glove and pushes Bizarro off. You're not allowed to do that. You have to keep the glove closed. I mean, you just can't open the glove and you know, heal Johnny Bizarro with the laces, because what's going to happen is he'll cut him up. And it's against the rules to open the glove. You have to hit him with a closed fist.
Johnny Bizarro has not landed a telling blow in 3+ rounds. And it's been fought totally from the center of the ring as he tries to rough up Mayweather. Roger just kind of holds him off, almost looking bored with the entire event right now.
Exactly. Well, he looked at the referee and said, "Hey, ref, get this guy off me."
If I want to wrestle, we'll go next week, but tonight we're going to box.
And Johnny's got to start throwing power shots, no question.
And when you talk about power shots, they just might not be there with only a 42% knockout ratio, 9 KOs in his 21 wins. He doesn't have that big right hand that you really need to keep the Mayweather respectful.
Right. Roger put him with a nice right hand coming in.
This is very similar to the fight that I saw him have in Laughlin a couple months ago. It was very pace. He kind of kept control. Younger fighter, Gonzalez was the name, and never really got anything going against Roger Mayweather.
Yeah.
Left hook coming in, really didn't have the kind of snap you need.
Roger's just looked over at his corner, but I don't think he needs much help from the corner, that's for sure.
He's been there before. He has been there many, many times. Like the George Blanda of boxing. Been around a long time.
Nice defense by Roger Mayweather. Keeps that right hand high. You don't get a good shot at him. And Roger Mayweather continues to snap that jab into Johnny Bizarro's face. He snaps it hard, good, hard velocity. I mean, he snaps that jab in there.
What you have to admire about Mayweather looking over to the corner. As you said, he's kind of luring Bizarro in, looking for that right hand, which has put more than a couple people on their back.
Johnny's trying to be busy this round, but
yeah,
you know, he just hasn't done much. And Roger looks over at us, you know, but I'm not going to tell him what to do. I refuse.
Do what you want, Roger. Inside 10, round number 4. Bizarro trying to turn it on. Wow. Boy, this is Bizarro trying to turn up the heat here, but not very effective right now. What do you tell your fighter after 4 rounds of, I don't want to say total frustration, but he's sitting there, he can't get close. He's getting nailed by the jab. Roger Mayweather's pace is being totally invicted on him. What do you say to him?
Well, you know, you got to get close. That's the thing. I mean, he's got to get in Roger Mayweather's chest and start pounding him in the body. If not, Roger's going to bust him up. You see, I mean, we're looking at the face of Johnny Bizarro. It's starting to swell. It's totally red. He's got welts under each eye. I mean, that's what the Mayweather jab will do to you. I mean, there's no way that the fight's going to go 12 if Johnny Bizarro keeps fighting the fight he's fighting now. He's giving Roger too much punching room. He's got to stay in Roger's chest and start to rough him up.
We can look at the Goody Petronelli trying to get a few words in for Johnny Bizarro. The referee is Johnny Lawson. Round number 5, and a jab starts it out quickly for Roger Mayweather. Age 33, Grand Rapids, Michigan was his birthplace, now making his home in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hugh, how many champions can you name from Grand Rapids, Michigan? Tony Tucker, Roger Mayweather, and you ready? Stanley Ketchel.
Stanley Ketchel. Only you would know that.
Exactly.
Quick combination by Bizarro. Misses both times. He's trying to get in there, and thus far, not successful. Still to come, of course, our main event. That is the Cruiserweight Championship. We'll be following the welterweight title bout here. 3 world titles decided tonight. The first one already in the books, and that one 12-round split decision to Donnell Nicholson as he took out, didn't take out, but he fought a terrific 36 minutes with John Ruiz. Not real popular with the pro-Ruiz crowd here, but Donnell takes the belt home, and now he'll await his shot at the legendary Larry Holmes.
Johnny Bizarro trying to get a little bit more busier. Obviously, they told him he's behind and he's got to start the fight. But I don't know, circling away, he's circling to the left, circling away from Roger Mayweather. That's not the way to go. He's got to come forward. Roger holding him off, just pouring, measuring him, and there he goes, snapping that jab and a left hook behind it. Yeah. Very, very slick fighter.
This would be boxing 101 for Johnny Bizarro.
Oh, exactly, exactly. Roger Mayweather continues to snap that hard left jab. I mean, Johnny's backing up. I mean, that's a mistake he's making. Go straight forward, take it to him, rough him up. And as he moves in, he gets nailed with a left hook. Well, the crowd's starting to boo. I mean, they want Johnny to do a little bit more. Roger once again opened that glove. He should keep that glove closed.
They're trying to get Johnny Bizarro going here, but Mayweather, this is totally his pace. This is how he has won 50 professional fights and 2 world titles, 1 world title twice. This kind of pace, the jab, you fight this kind of way, and Roger's very, very tough to beat. It's the fighters who have forced the issue with Roger who have been successful, the Rafael Pinedas, the Chavezes, the Tysons,
In essence, the punches. Right. The guys that can punch. I mean, if you can't crack, you're not going to beat a Roger Mayweather. You got to be able to punch because you got to show him some respect and back him up. Rafael Pineda chased him around before he knocked him out.
Caught him in the 9th round. Chavez took him out in the 2nd back in '86 and then got another shot at him in '89. And Roger actually put on the stool at the Forum that night. One thing that didn't make his trainer at that time, Jesse Reed, real happy. But he was taking a beating inside from Chavez when Julio Cesar was at the top of his game.
Hey, Hugh, I think I'd put on a stool with Julio Cesar Chavez also.
Harold, I wouldn't get off the stool, okay? Round 5. Mayweather now jawing with the fans who are behind us. Guy saying, you ain't got nothing, and Mayweather actually jawing back with him. This could get interesting. Roger wouldn't win the most likable fighter award. As we get a look at Roger just taking a deep breath, 5 rounds in the books, and there's a look at the 2-time world champion Bobby Chez lacing him up. Tommy Parks, of course, has been working his corner since day one. Bobby coming in terrific shape at 188, 8 pounds lighter than he was against George O'Mara back a couple months ago. Says he feels as good as he has in many years after a car accident. Messed up his back pretty good. And that is our main event, the IBO Cruiserweight Championship. Bobby Chez and David Izaguirre coming up right after this IBO welterweight title bout. Round 6, and I'll tell you, some of the best action could be happening right to our right with the gentleman who is a Bizarro fan and not real happy with the pace of the fight. And he and Roger Mayweather exchanging pleasantries at the end of round number 5.
I'm sure the fans aren't happy with it all. Johnny's trying to, get a little bit more aggressive and take the fight to Roger in this round. But boy, he can't do what he's doing. He's got to stop circling to the left. He's got to start coming straight forward. This circling to the left all night is not going to do Johnny Bizarro at least.
There's that right hand, and you said he caught him coming in, and Bizarro held on after that.
A right-handed fighter, Hugh, his natural move is to go to the left, and without question, and that's what Johnny's doing. And Roger's just taking a step, to his right, cutting the ring off, and snapping that left jab into Johnny Bizarro's face. I mean, Roger's so slick. He cuts the ring off beautifully. See, Bizarro goes to the left. Mayweather takes a step to the right and clips him with a left jab.
Roger regaining his knockout punch the past couple fights. Last fought in May with a 3rd-round knockout of Eduardo Montes, and then a 3rd-round TKO of Marco Ramirez. Those were his last 2 fights. He last fought back on June 16th. Those were both knockouts. The one I called back in April was a 10-round decision over Miguel Gonzalez, which was a fight very much like this. The same kind of pace. Gonzalez trying to force the issue, but Mayweather in control probably at least 7 of the 10 rounds. With the same kind of jab, the same kind of pace, and not a crowd favorite pace, but one in which Roger invokes, and there's not much you can't argue with success.
Hugh, a few years back, when he was a younger man, I think he knocked out half of Mexico in the Great Western Forum, and he was known for that.
Mexican assassin, the Forum, and also at the Olympic. He started the string at the Olympic and continued at the Forum. And I remember Rene Arredondo actually going head first into the canvas one night at the right hand by Roger Mayweather. They line him up and he'd shoot him down.
Exactly. certainly a fighter with a lot of skills.
Yes, tremendous skill.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit underappreciated because he wouldn't qualify in the Personality of the Year award.
But, you know, another fighter from a great fighting family and a great fighting name from a great fight town. Interestingly enough, another Grand Rapids native, Buster Mathis Jr. fights former heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Bowe, 2 weeks from now on August the 13th.
Roger talking right now to Johnny Bizarro. Bizarro trying to get in and coming to the end of round number 6, and Roger is almost looking a little bit amused right now. Mayweather has absolutely no fear in this fight right now, Harold. This is almost like an exaggerated sparring session for him. And with 400 professional rounds underneath the belt here, certainly the experience factor in his behalf right now.
Where's the hook to the bottom?
You got to throw some buttons outside shot. You can't do the hook.
Do it again.
You got to be outside shot. You hit him on the outside with the body shot. Straight right hand to the body. If you beat him to the body, then you go down to the body and go back to the head. Go to the head, go straight to the body. Up and down, go. That's all. You take him out of there. We don't want a Tyson thing here. We're going to win this here. You understand me? I said, but we don't want these people to start that kind of shit.
There's a look at the IBO champion, David Izaguirre, in his dressing room as he gets ready to defend against Bobby Chez. That is a 12-round scheduled bout coming up right after this welterweight bout. This is our main event. And as we mentioned before, David Izaguirre, by way of Nigeria, one of the more avoided fighters in the cruiserweight division. And Bobby Chez says, if I'm going to regain my rightful position in this division, I got to take on the best, and putting a lot on the line. Exactly. Johnny Bizarro coming out quickly in round number 7, trying to force the issue, and will try to turn this into a brawl. And
Roger continues to smile over at the audience. He's really playing the audience. Amazing. I think Roger's watching the audience more than he's watching Johnny Bizarro. He better stop watching. He better start watching Bizarro. He's liable to get knocked out.
Trying to get inside is Johnny Bizarro. Trying to get something going, turn this into a brawl in round number 7, but the jab continues to break the spirit of Johnny Bizarro. He eats enough leather as he keeps on coming in.
Nice right uppercut by Roger Mayweather. Johnny got a little bit more active to start the round, but Roger clipped him with a right uppercut and snapped his head back.
That'll break your spirit. One fight I remember with Roger Mayweather, about 88, was his fight with Harold Brazier, which really a tremendous fight. And Roger got rocked about 2 or 3 times and pulled out a split decision. As Brazier tried to turn it into a brawl and did quite effectively, but Roger still pulled out the W. His last world title fight was against Rafael Pineda 3 years ago, and suffered a 9th round knockout. Pineda, a huge puncher, and actually did, as you said, track him down late in that fight and knocked him out in the 9th. Comes in with a mark of 8-4 in world title fights. Johnny trying to turn up the heat here.
I think this is Bizarro's best round. I mean, he's doing what he should do. He's getting inside and roughing up Mayweather a little. Roger continues to press forward, and Johnny continues to run to the left. I mean, this is the mistake Johnny's making. He was doing well moving forward, now he's backing up again. You got to stay in Roger Mayweather's chest and rough him up and punch. I mean, this is what he should do. Get inside and bang, don't hold.
Push up.
Roger's not doing much this round. It's like he's taking a round off.
John Lawson breaking them up at center ring here in round number 7. Bizarro trying to get something going here. Roger using that left hook and the jab now. Oh, big right hand. I think Bizarro is stunned right now.
And Bizarro talking to Mayweather like, hit me on a jaw, you can't hurt me.
This is 147. Roger has only fought a couple times here at this weight class. A devastating puncher at 130. Good fight puncher at 135, 140. But that right hand definitely caught Bizarro very clean, and Johnny said, I took it and bring on some more.
Big mistake on the part of Johnny Bizarro.
Inside 10, round number 7. crowd being kind of lulled to sleep here at the Foxwoods Resort Casino in Ledyard, Connecticut, as this is definitely a pace which favors Roger Mayweather. Just one in which he scores just enough points usually to win the round. Keeps Bizarro outside on the jab. Comes inside, eats some leather. Check out round number 7.
There's the big right hand by Roger Mayweather that really hurt Johnny Bizarro. That was the one that made Johnny say, hit me. Now here, another look at it from a different angle. Boom! That really turned his head.
Boy, he turns that right wrist and that shoulder in there pretty nicely. Beautiful punch.
Yeah.
Great form. There's a look at Johnny Bizarro. Goody Petronelli working the corner there. I'll tell you, he's got to do something pretty dramatic after 7 rounds. Harold, let's take a look at the scorecard after 7.
Hugh, I really don't think that Johnny Bizarro was won a round so far. I have it 70-63, 7 rounds to nothing. Roger Mayweather. I mean, Johnny's just got to get inside and do more. He hasn't hurt him. You know, he's landing a few left jabs, but, you know, he really hasn't done much. I don't see how you can score this fight for Johnny Bizarro. I mean, I think it's a shutout. I really do. Roger Mayweather's landing the much cleaner shots. He's the effective aggressor. He's got Johnny Bizarro mostly running away, you know, moving to the left all night. Johnny's not doing a heck of a lot. Johnny's got to do an awful lot more to win this fight. As a matter of fact, I would say he needs a knockout to win this fight.
Roger Mayweather has not been stopped since 1991, and that was the world title fight against Rafael Pineda. So, and Bizarro coming in with a 42% knockout percentage, not the kind of hope you have to put on a guy knocking a guy out late, especially when Roger just looks about as fresh as he has in a long time. Just the kind of pace that he likes to have.
And Johnny's standing straight up. I mean, you know, he's very, very easy to hit with the jab because he's so straight up. Doesn't give you a lot of head movement. Yeah, Johnny's a game kid. He takes the jab real well. He's trying his best, but somehow or another, I get the feeling he's out of his league in this fight.
Well, you got to take a look at the welterweights right now, and if that's where Roger will be campaigning, Pernell Whitaker certainly is the class. Felix Trinidad taking on Yuri Boy Campos on September 17th. Buddy McGirt will be fighting this weekend, and then if he gets by that, then he will fight Pernell Whitaker. Then you got Crisanto Espana. Those are probably the class of that division.
Now, Espana got knocked out. The WBA welterweight champion is Ike Corte.
Ike Corte, right, out of Ghana.
Exactly. He's got a sensational 11th round knockout over Crisanto Espana. Then Mayweather opened the glove again. I'm surprised the referee doesn't stop him from doing that. He constantly opens up that glove with the left hand and you know, heals Johnny Bizarro. At the very least, I think the referee should take away a point or tell Mayweather he's got to keep that glove closed.
Johnny Bizarro has not even had a definitive flurry in this fight where Mayweather has done anything but just backpedal maybe 2 or 3 steps. Ike Corte, Felix Trinidad, you know, you got to give this Roger Mayweather probably another big money fight if he continues to roll up W's here.
Exactly.
I think they try to retire Roger about 3 or 4 times the past 4 years.
Nice right uppercut.
Those jabs are just getting there right now for Johnny Bizarro. He's just
Johnny Bizarro's running away.
He's felt the power. Doesn't want no more of it. Inside 10 seconds, round number 8. Johnny Bizarro, Roger Mayweather, the IBO welterweight title belt is on the line. The left hook picked off nicely by the veteran. As Roger Mayweather heads back to the corner, and just the kind of pace that he likes. The Black Mamba is going to kick back, take a little water, get his breath, and continue. Here's a tight shot at Johnny Bizarro, who, at least from our vantage point, is not won a round. And Roger Mayweather, once again, that's the unofficial scorecard, but it'd be real hard to give him even 1 or 2 rounds. Not effective aggression at all. Aggression.
And here comes a replay in round 8. Roger Mayweather, a beautiful uppercut. And there he heals Johnny Bizarro by opening up that left glove and just pushes him off. I mean, he laces him, you know, and that's called healing a guy. And you're not allowed to do that. You have to keep the glove closed. You know, you have to hit him with a closed fist. You can't open the glove. You can't use the laces on the guy's face. And that's what Roger Mayweather's been doing all fight, but the referee hasn't caught him.
Round number 9 scheduled for 12, and looks like Roger might want to mix it up a little bit here. Came out with a double hook. He picks off shots so nicely.
You know, it's just experience.
Yeah.
It's experience of a youth.
And experience against tremendous competition. As we said, Johnny Bizarro came in with 135 professional rounds, but you'd be real hard pressed to pick out any fighter that would even come close to the level of class that Mayweather brings to the square circle.
You know, you just feel the snap in his shots. He just snaps that left jab into Johnny Bizarro's face. I mean, the only thing that you can say about Johnny Bizarro is he takes a good punch, but certainly he's not winning him the fight. Yeah. I mean, he's got to do an awful lot more. He really has to step forward and, you know, get busy and take this fight to Mayweather and possibly whack him out.
Well, he's got to take some chances. I think that's exactly the bottom line. He's got to take some chances, and thus far he has not done that. But being as far behind the scorecards of his corner has any clue, I think they'll tell him to turn up the heat. But can he? We don't know. And so far he hasn't. Still to come, of course, our main event, the cruiserweight title on the line in the International Boxing Organization. Champion David Izaguirre taking on Bobby Chez. Chez, of course, hoping a W tonight will launch him into a much anticipated fight with the hitman Thomas Hearns, as Thomas will be looking for a world title in the cruiserweight division. About the only title he hasn't won, I think. Crowd kind of slow here.
Went down to his talk at Tommy Hearns fighting Evander Holyfield. Ooh, a nice right hand.
Right just grazes the face. That overhand right is planted a couple times, but Johnny Bizarro showed, as we said, if nothing else, a good chin and a willingness to mix it up, and just took an uppercut. Backed off.
Roger pounds him with a left jab again, pounds him with another left jab, and a third left jab. Just keeps moving forward. Oh, a left jab and a right hand. It's all Mayweather.
Yeah, it is all Mayweather. And Bizarro almost looks like I hate to say this, but he's almost looked like he's accepted defeat right now. He just can't figure the guy out. When he tries to force it, he eats leather.
Come on, Johnny. Having a terrible time with the reach of Roger Mayweather.
Fighting Bizarro's hoping for a world title tonight. Not looking real good right now. Inside 10 seconds around number 9, Bizarro Mayweather. And it's been all Roger Mayweather through the first 27 minutes of action. Roger goes back, kicks up the heels, waits for the dog to show up with the newspaper. That's what it almost looks like.
Waiting for the dog to show up with the newspaper.
He looks like he looks like he's relaxing in his living room. He's so cool, calm, and collected right now.
All right, in round 9, Roger Mayweather sizing up Johnny Bizarro. Johnny Bizarro throws a nice right hand, but gets hit with a beautiful right uppercut and backs off of Roger Mayweather.
That was the best exchange that Bizarro tried to force, and the minute he did, he got the nice hook. And, you know, boy, I think Roger's shown all his shots so far. Got the jab, the overhand right, the uppercut, the left hook. He'll fight. Shot a few straight rights in there, just kicking back, taking it easy.
Let's go, guys. Round 10.
Round number 10 scheduled for 12. Johnny Bizarro, 25-year-old out of Erie, Pennsylvania, fighting in a long line of fighters in his family. Mayweather brings the same kind of bloodlines in. All brothers have fought. Jazzy Jeff Mayweather continues to campaign. I believe he holds an IBO title right now.
Big favorite at the Silver Nugget in Las Vegas. Great club, the Silver Nugget, without question. When a new place is a terrific place to watch a fight.
This is my first time here at Foxwoods, and a quite impressive facility here. It is so conducive for comfortable boxing viewing. The air is good and everything, the ambiance. sold-out crowd.
Two good left hooks by Roger Mayweather.
They put on a lot of boxing here at Foxwoods past year.
This is a surprisingly huge casino. I mean, I can't say enough about it. Beautiful facility and a huge casino floor.
And entertainment on a weekly basis here, hidden and not so much hidden, but in beautiful part of Connecticut. Holding on, holding out. Roger Mayweather. Sticking that jab in there, and Johnny Bizarro. This just comes down to, I think, just a case of level of experience and expertise, and Roger just has far too much for Johnny Bizarro.
Yeah, Johnny's a nice kid and a good boxer, but he just took a vicious left hook, snapped his head back. Roger comes in with a left jab. It's funny though. I'm surprised Roger doesn't try to close the show. I mean, that was a beautiful left hook, a good left jab, and he should have jumped on him. He really should have jumped on him. He might have been able to take him out.
4 or 5 years ago, he probably would.
Yeah, but I guess his age is starting to show.
Boy, but the jab is still just snapping back Johnny Bizarro's head. Just a really...
and even when he feints the uppercut, Johnny winces or he backs up.
Yeah, and he's just, like he said, he has taken very few steps forward the past couple rounds.
Running away, constantly circling to the left, just moving backwards. And when he moves in, he just doesn't land a power shot. It's a slap.
And Mayweather has held him off nicely and ties him up if necessary.
And Bizarro continues to run away.
Straight left in there by Mayweather has shown pretty much every shot in his arsenal so far, and landed with just about everything.
Come on, let's go.
Hard right here. Now here's where Roger should jump on him. Jump on him and try to finish him.
Inside 20 seconds, and Bizarro continues to run. Roger just going to probably take this into round number 11. Certainly the best power punches landed here in round 10 for Roger Mayweather. And if there was any question about the scoring, that should pretty much put it to rest. Some very big shots still to come here on the Night of Champions. It's Bobby Chez and David Izaguirre. That's for the IBO Cruiserweight title, currently held by Izaguirre. And that is still to come as Bobby Chez tries to regain a world title belt. He used to hold the IBF junior heavyweight title and also the WBA Cruiserweight belt. Tonight, trying to get back in world title contention.
Okay, now here we are in round 10. Two good left hooks by Roger Mayweather. Johnny Bizarro backs up. Now we're going to take another look later in the round. A left jab, a hard right hand. Again, Johnny Bizarro straight back. And this has been the pattern of the fight so far. Roger Mayweather just taking it to Johnny Bizarro. Johnny Bizarro just taking the shots and backing up.
Yeah. Certainly the best power punches of the fight on a consistent basis were scored in that round by...
Right. Hugh, I tell you something. It hasn't been a fight that's been fought in the trenches. It's, let's face reality. We can't call it the greatest war we've ever seen, but certainly a nice exhibition of boxing by Roger Mayweather, and a good effort by Johnny Bizarro. He gave it his best shot so far, but he needs a knockout to win this fight, as I see it.
Oh,
but
man.
I've been wrong before.
Oh, Harold, come on.
They didn't love me after that last decision. Oh, goodness.
Looks like Roger might want to try to end his night's work here. He's certainly putting up the pressure a little bit, and the power punches were certainly finding their mark in round number 10.
Hugh, I tell you, I don't know. He's winning this fight. He's doing what he wants to do. I just don't think he's going to close the show. I just don't think he's going to try and finish Bizarro. He's piling up the points with that left jab. He refuses to step in and throw a 5 or 6 punch combination and get him out of there. I believe Mayweather's capable of doing it. But you see, a good left hook, and that's all. Roger doesn't throw anymore. That's a good left uppercut, and he doesn't throw anymore.
If the IBO title is going to have some reverence, Roger will certainly wear it well, but to get the big fight, he's going to have to maybe be a little more outstanding, dramatic.
Possibly at his age, he can't do it anymore. Now he's staggered Johnny Bizarro. Johnny Bizarro grabbed.
Big overhand right.
Exactly. And old Roger Mayweather would have jumped on him and thrown a lot of punches and got him out of there.
They're still jawing. They're still going back and forth. A lot of smack talk out there.
Yeah, I think Bizarro's hurt. He's pouring it. Close that glove, Roger. Close that glove.
It's been all Roger Mayweather.
You think I was a referee?
Okay, so you're judging, you're doing color analyst, and now you're trying to referee here. Are you getting triple pay tonight or what?
I swear. Evans. Roger Mayweather still taking this fight to Johnny Bizarro. Chasing him all over the ring. Left jab in Bizarro's face. And he opens the glove once again. Uh-oh, the referee caught him. Close that glove.
Yeah. Roger keeping the pressure on here in what has been a very dominant performance. Not the most entertaining of fights for the boxing fans, but certainly one in which the professor gave the student a pretty good lesson tonight.
Nice right hand by Roger Mayweather. He backs up Bizarro once again. Bizarro backs up, covers up, and gets hit with an uppercut.
Inside 30, round number 11, Roger Mayweather looking to wear another world title belt around his waist. This would be the IBO welterweight championship. He has won titles at 130 and 140, and tonight trying to get the 147, and barring some sort of miracle on the part of Johnny Bizarro, I think he will be wearing that title belt. Harold, we're going to have to look at your scorecard, but I think it's an Oral Hershiser shutout here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the way I see it, Hugh. I have it 110-99, 11 rounds to nothing, Roger Mayweather. I just think he's controlling his fight with his left jab. I mean, the hard left hook, the occasional straight right hand. And, you know, I really would have liked to see more straight right hands by Roger Mayweather, but he's doing what he has to do to win the fight, and it's all there is to it.
A very, very solid performance by that gentleman right here. Tyrone Boone is talking to him, but they're probably deciding where they want to go for dinner.
Watch. This is the 11th round. Roger Mayweather once again opening the glove, just like I've been talking about the entire fight, and pushing Johnny Bizarro off. A move that's absolutely 100% illegal. You can't open the glove. You shoved him off with an open glove. Round 12, the final round of the fight.
12th and final round. And barring some sort of magnificent display of power by Johnny Bizarro, Roger's probably just going to pick his way through this next 3 minutes.
Did you see, you know, they say that 25% of scoring around is in defense. And you see the way, I don't believe that. But in any case, when Bizarro throws his left hook, do you notice the way Roger blocks it all the time with the right forearm? I mean, he's beautiful at that. You don't even realize the good defense he has. I mean, Johnny throws a wide left hook, and Roger Mayweather just blocks it.
Try to force the issue here. We're in round number 12. Our main event still to come, and that's the IBO Cruiserweight title. The very popular Bobby Chez going after David Isaguirre. As we watch Roger Mayweather finish up a night's work, straight right, snaps back the head of Johnny Bizarro, and that right's been there all night long.
Just keeps running away.
Boy, Roger's shown all the punches. He just doesn't string them together like he used to. And 1 and 2 and 3 punch combinations, but he needs about a 6 or 7 combo to end it. But right now, I think Bizarro's probably got too much left and too much pride to go down. This is the kind of brawl Bizarro needed in the first couple rounds, and he never got it.
Nice left hook by Bizarro.
Yeah.
Finally. Not enough. And now he's got a cut under his left eye.
We're in round number 12. A lunging left snaps back the head of Mayweather, getting a little sloppy right now. Roger kind of waits for Bizarro to come in. He either chops him with the overhand or nails him with the uppercut. This is probably Bizarro's best round, and Roger's still dominating.
Exactly. Not only that, he cut Johnny Bizarro under the left eye. Johnny Bizarro staggers back.
Roger looks like he might be into punishing somebody. Looks kind of upset right now. Big right hand. He's definitely got Bizarro hurt right now. I think he really wants to put him away. I think there's a cut over the right eye of Mayweather, too, unless that's some good combinations. Roger just trying to chop him down. Bizarro showing a good heart here. Big right hands by Mayweather.
He said he wasn't going to close the show. He's trying to close it here. He said, you don't want to leave this one to the judges. I guess that's because he saw me sitting here, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We should tell him you're just doing TV tonight, Harold. Inside 30, big combination by Roger Mayweather. just a clinic. I think that was the last ounce of energy the Black Mamba had.
You want to know the truth? I think he could go like this for 20 rounds.
Oh, I know. He just keeps his pace. It's quite amazing. Quite amazing.
We've watched the real veteran tonight, without doubt.
Oh, that's it. 36 minutes to 12 rounds. Johnny Bizarro and Roger Mayweather, and there should be no question unless something crazy goes here, and you judges have known to do a few things, Harold Letterman. Once again, your unofficial scorecard will be in a second, but we probably already know that. It was just a dominating performance by Roger Mayweather, who will be looking to garner his 51st win as a professional at age 33, and looks like the IBO officials will be tightening that belt around his waist. As we can look at Johnny Bizarro just shaking his Don Elbaum, his promoter, and just kind of shaking his head and saying, what can I do? The guy just had me the entire fight. Roger Mayweather showing still a lot left. And his 33-year-old legs, some over 400 rounds of professional bout. Action from round number 12, Harold.
Johnny Bizarro holding on here, trying to survive, just grabbing Roger Mayweather around the neck. And Roger got a little bit annoyed. He came in and boom, lands a hard right hand on Johnny Bizarro's head and another hard right hand. He dropped two right hands and then came in with a right uppercut, dropped another right hand.
Roger did want to close the show, or so it appeared, but Johnny Bizarro had just enough.
Now we're going to look at another angle. Now watch, you see, he drops the right hand. Good solid right hand by Roger Mayweather. And that jab of Bizarro's is doing nothing.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr. has the official scorecards. Let's check in with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, all three judges at ringside, Dr. Clark Sammartino, Robert Palmer, and Lou Bogash, they all three score the bout exactly the same at 120 to 110. All three in favor of the winner of the IBO welterweight title, the Black Mamba, Roger Mayweather.
Roger, put the belt on.
Eyes there as Roger Mayweather scoring 10-9 every round.
No, two rounds had to be even. 120 to 110 means that they scored 2 rounds even.
What did your scorecard have?
120.
Oh, Harold.
I gave everyone to Roger. The judges obviously had it 10 rounds for Roger and 2 rounds even.
So Roger will go on and campaign now as a welterweight, as we mentioned the various stars of that division, most notably